radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
All right, welcome, Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, man, how you doing? Today's Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022. I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer, and NX Networks. Raise Hobbs. I am your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? You know what's going on tonight? Jason Quitt. Jason is here for Quittspiracy 11. Question mark. We don't know. I say it every night's a conspiracy right there. One day, I need like Genocide and Bill, you know, the team, Christina Gomez, everybody out there. Just go back and count the shows and actually tabulate and see where we're probably at 22. Jason Quitt. Tonight, Quittspiracy, and this is the show. I'm nervous. Jason and I are talking. It's like, well, you know, it was fun. We had a good run. You know, and it's nervous laughter, man. You'll see. We've got a great show lined up tonight, and welcome everybody. I know that everybody enjoys Jason and Quittspiracy, and it to me, it's like the most fun that I'm able to have on a broadcast. So we're going to do that tonight. Now. Tomorrow night, Billy Carson is with us. He's here to inspire us, and it's going to be a great show tomorrow night. So stand by for that. And then Thursday night is another Fader night. Yeah, Fader night's going to happen this week. Don't you worry. And so open lines on Thursday night. And now I want to lay this out really quick for you. We're going to do things a little bit different tonight. Not really different. But how we did it in years past is that we laid out the Quittspiracy and discussed it and then turned it over to you for your votes. 1 pipe, 2 pipe, 3 pipes, 4, right? No 0, no 5, no 4 plus. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're going to say the name, the title, the idea of the conspiracy, and you're going to vote first. And then we're going to dive into it. All right? And you can't change. You can't change it. Nope, you can't. Okay, well, after that, man, I was 1 pipe, and now, you know, I'm 4 pipes. I was 4 pipes before, and now, you know what, man? You know, I'm 2 pipes, man. I'm 1 pipe. No, No. Good idea, huh? That was my idea. And that is a conspiracy. Right there. Whose idea was it? Yeah. Tonight's going to be a great show. So stand by for all of that. In a couple of weeks, I will be in Joshua Tree, September 16th, the weekend of September 16th. I will be in Joshua Tree for a private UFO hunting expedition with Billy Carson. We're going to take a small group of selected individuals, and we are going to go and seek out our ET brothers and sisters in Joshua Tree. One night in Joshua Tree proper, and then one night at Giant Rock. Okay. Now, if you want to get in on this, I think it's closed, but you can try. Go to forbiddenclub.com and see if you can mint 10 NFTs. If you can do that, you might be able to get in, but it's probably too late for flights and stuff. Maybe you can drive. You could drive to Joshua Tree. Yeah. And I'm going to have the Fade to Black Jeep there. I'm going to have all my hardware and my gear. And somebody lucky is going to ride around with me in the Jeep too, as well. So think about that. That is September 16th, right here in Southern California. And then the month after that, I am going to Egypt, and I'll be in Egypt with Billy and 80 of our friends, and going to celebrate my birthday out there too as well. So that's coming up in October. I'm going to live stream, and I want all of you to enjoy as much of this as we can connect to the internet. So that's coming up in October. And then let's see, February. Looks like, am I off? Well, I'm not off. I'm doing things in December. But coming up in February 10th through the 13th, I will be at the LAX Hilton. Tickets and info at consciouslifeexpo.com. I love hosting that event. That is so much fun. And then April 7th through the 14th, I will be hosting and presenting on the Hidden Secrets Seminar at Sea Cruise. And a bunch of great speakers. And we've got Scott Wolter, Adam Apollo, Nick Pope, Brad Olson, Vivian Chauvet. I think I'm going to try to get Vivian on the show next week if I can open up a date. She is absolutely amazing. So come and hang out with us. That is April 7th through the 14th. The links for everything are below. And now also EdenPURE has their Thunderstorm 3-pack special going on right now. And it's all easy to do. It's a 3-pack special. So it's like a starter kit. That's the way I look at it. It's the EdenPURE Thunderstorm starter kit. 3. You can start to equip your house, your car. If you got 2 cars, that's 2 down. So you're going to have 1 left. Where do you put that? Oh, you might have to get 2 3-pack specials. But it's the starter kit. And it's just absolutely amazing. $200 off and free shipping. And you are going to experience what I do. Okay? Now, in my kitchen, I like to cook with garlic. And in my kitchen, I'm going to make this really quick. I have fresh garlic cloves on my island in the kitchen. And I put garlic in everything. It doesn't matter what it is. I put garlic in everything. Smash it in the butter. Start cooking. I toast it. I've got one of those torches. Do you have a torch? Torch garlic and see what that does to your kitchen. I don't care anymore. I don't. I've got the Thunderstorm, and it's USB, plugs in the wall, kills viruses. And if you're a chef like I am, it'll get rid of that garlic. All right. Info is down below, and the promo code is Fader3. It's simple. Just click on the link and go over and get your Thunderstorms. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Follow me on Instagram at Jimmy Church Radio. The Sandbox is hashtag F2B on Twitter. I've got it live right here. And it is indeed to my right. And any question or comments, hashtag F2BQ. Let's get to the breaking news. Check this out. I mean, how many radio shows in the country, right? TV shows in the country. How many films do you see? All of this. I discuss Galileo in everything that I do. Man, when I depart this beautiful blue planet for whatever happens next, I'm going to bump into Galileo and he's going to fist bump me. He's going to go, dude, epic, man, epic. And then we have this, a handwritten document thought to have been penned by Galileo Galilei is actually a forgery. The University of Michigan has made the announcement earlier today. The single piece of paper was a jewel of the collection of the University of Michigan Library, according to a statement from the University of Michigan. But an internal investigation by a professor of history has found that it's a fake. Watermarks in the paper date back to no earlier than the 18th century, over 100 years after the death of the astronomer. The university has had the manuscript since 1938, when it was donated by the trustees of Tracy McGregor, a Detroit businessman who had acquired the document. Now, this is where it gets interesting. He got it from a collector. The collector in 1934 claimed that a Cardinal Pietro Maffei, 1858 to 1931, the Archbishop of Pisa, had authenticated the manuscript by comparing it with other Galileo letters in his collection. It turns out they were faking this stuff forever. NASA says it's ready to launch its giant New Moon rocket next Monday, August 29th. Well, officially, I can say this Monday, August 29th. NASA officials conducted a flight readiness review late today and concluded there were no technical issues in their way. The rocket, known as the Space Launch System, will send a capsule called Orion around the moon. I cannot wait for this. The SLS will go up from the Kennedy Space Center and has been given a 2-hour window starting at 8:33 a.m. Eastern Time Monday morning. You know what I'm doing. Now, breaking news earlier today, because Peter Zatko, Twitter's former head of security, filed a whistleblower complaint against the company, accusing it of failing to protect sensitive user data and lying about its security problems, just weeks ahead of the social networking platform's courtroom battle with Elon Musk. Zatko, who was fired as Twitter's head of security earlier this year, submitted the complaint last month to the Securities and Exchange Commission. He says in the complaint, and this is crazy, that Twitter doesn't know what they're doing, that their security system is just broken down. Nobody knows about deleted user data, where it has gone, if it was ever deleted, if it's on servers, if anybody has access to it. That's just part of the issues. And he also said in the complaint that there are 2 employees at Twitter with the highest levels of access that he thinks are Russian spies. Trip on that. He's naming names. And as a matter of fact, in a whistleblower complaint like he filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission, he could have been anonymous. That's right. He's like, no, I'm going full public. This is who I am. I'm not hiding. This is about to get nuts. Let's get the show cracking. On this day in history, 1784. The state, okay, now this could have been a Fader fact. And I debated because I got a really good Fader fact today. So I went, no, I'm going to stay with on this day in history with this. Trip out. 1784, on this day, the state of Franklin. Now, how many states do we have? You know all the states' names, right? Well, 1784, the state of Franklin declares its independence. Today, It's called Tennessee. On this day in history. I did not know that. Fader fact. It wasn't until now. Just listen to this, and I got a follow-up fader. Did another fader fact combined into two, two into one. It wasn't until 1928 that Otto Frederick Rohwedder from Iowa invented the first single loaf bread slicing machine. That's right. We had the telephone first by 52 years. That is your fader fact. That's great. We had to wait until 1928 to slice bread. I'm not making that up. We invented the telephone. We had electricity before a bread slicing machine. And that is your fader fact. Tonight we have very special guest Jason Quitt on what may be the last episode, the last show of Fade to Black. After we get done with this Quittspiracy tonight, it's going to be hot in here, but hopefully we'll get through this show. Question is, are we going to have one tomorrow? Tonight, Jason Quitt is here, Quittspiracy 11. Tomorrow night, Billy Carson is with us. He's going to be here to inspire us all. Thursday is another fader night with open lines all night long. Now I need to hit this River Moon coffee. Fade to Black blend. My picture is on it. Yeah, except no imitations. Fade to Black blend. River Moon Wellness. Go Beckley Tappy. Just go to the Amazon store. Simple. If you're a Prime member, free shipping. Go to the website. Promo code F2B Blend. 15% off of your order. Best coffee in the world. All right. What's better than a bread slicer? Hey, Ken, last night after the show, I'm just going to say this to Ken Priest real quick. You know, it's just a personal thing. Can I do that? Ken, last night after the show, I had barbecue. I had baked macaroni and cheese. And for dessert, I had a Rise blueberry biscuit, personally made by Ken Priest. And I'm going to tell you, it was epic. What a combination, right? Barbecue, pork, baked macaroni and cheese with breadcrumbs, right? You know what I'm talking about. And a Ken Priest Rise blueberry biscuit. I was going to take a picture. They had a manual bread slicing machine. Jimmy, Donnie. No. The first a manual bread slicing machine. Yeah, they had a knife. All right. So, a year ago, I installed a rain shower head in my shower. That was cool. And, I travel a lot. I'm in all kinds of nice hotels, and you go in, and some of them have those really nice rain shower heads, and you do that, and you're like, man, I got to get me one of these. I just got to get one of these. So I did that, and it was cool. I say it in the past tense because I loved it so much, I wanted more. Okay? Now, the first one that I installed, I went from the normal shower head to a round rain shower head. It was about this big. And I just took off the old shower head and put the rain one on. You know, it's angled out and it's coming this way. And that's what I did. Loved it. It's great. It's cool. right? Have you done the rain shower head move yet? Have you done it? All right. Because I ask this because nobody warned me. Stay with me. This is good stuff. And this is info that men have died and countries have fallen for. Okay? Because what I'm about to share with you is so important that I am officially stating that I am doing this as a public service. So take note and remember everything. Nobody told me. I had to figure this out on my own. So now, after enjoying the round, this big rain shower head for, I don't know, 9 or 10 months or so, I decided to go bigger. And I started doing some shopping. I see them in movies. I see them, and you're just like, man, because you've got one, you've experienced it and you know how cool they are, right? So now I want to go bigger. And I settled on, after much shopping, and I really enjoy this kind of shopping too as well, because you can go to the different, you can go to Home Depot, you can go to Lowe's and stuff, and you can shop all day long online and see what the recommendations are and look around. And so I ended up getting one. It's about a foot and a half square. It's this big. I do the install. I also got an extension, which has got a little thing in the middle and it's got a pivot. So now I install an extension out of the wall. Now it comes up, and the square, I had this whole thing planned in my head, and it worked flawlessly, right? It installed perfectly, and I've got the extension coming out, and the square, it's right in the middle of my shower stall, which is your normal size shower stall, like a phone booth or whatever. And so I've got it centered, and it's right there. It's square, it's level, and I turn it on. I've got no leaks. Everything is perfect. Boom. Right? I'm like, all right. So that was in the afternoon. Success. Good install. The next day, get up in the morning, man. God, this is going to be awesome. So I turn it on, man. It's all going. And I step in. And I, right underneath it. And it took about 5 seconds before I had a heart attack. Nobody warned me that you can't breathe. Now, I want you to listen to me. This thing is cascading over my head. It's as big as my body. I can't escape. I'm in a phone booth with water pouring down above me that you can't control, and it's gushing down, and you can't take a breath. And your brain goes into panic mode. It's the same thing as being drowned by the Incredible Hulk. He's got you by the top of your head, and you can't come up for air. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? And I can't get out. I can't breathe. There is, and now if you get, here's the advice. One, if you do what I did and get the massive shower rain thing above your head, you have to practice staying halfway out of it somehow. You've got to be able to get your nose out of the rain. It's gushing. So you have to, which kind of defeats the purpose of the rain thing, because now you've got to come out here the whole time so you can breathe. But anyway, back to my point. Angle it. Angle it. So the thoughts that go through, the panic that happens at that moment, and I'm serious too, because I'm in a phone booth and I've got this thing coming down. I back up against the thing. It's still coming down. That didn't work. I went sideways, banged my head against the side of the shower. It's still coming down. It was the gnarliest panic, adrenaline rush panic attack that you can imagine. So think about that. Angle it. And if you can resist the big ones, go with small. Go with small. I'm not changing it back out. I've spent a month now training and trying to figure out and practicing when and how to take breaths. and I've gotten pretty good at it. So I've looked at it. Do I want to move it? Do I want to do this? Do I want to go back to the small one? I've thought about all of this because it's big. It's nice. And there you go. That's my public service announcement. Know it in advance. If you do it, you've got to think about breathing. Yeah. One level below a swimming shower. It's crazy. And if you've got the rain, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't got the rain, you got the small shower head and you're used to, you spent your whole life doing that. I totally get it. This is another experience, and especially the way that I installed it. It was a good idea. It was a good idea at first. All right, let's take our break. Tonight, this may be our last show. So that's why I wanted to get this public service announcement in about the rain shower heads. It's very important that I share this information for the world, okay? This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Jason Quitt is back for Quittspiracy number 11. Or is it? I'm your host, Jimmy Church. On the Game Changer and NX Networks. This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back with Jason right after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
Do you have an interest in the paranormal? Then you'll love the UnXNetwork.com. The X is your streaming audio and video for everything supernatural, strange, and mysterious, like UFOs, Bigfoot, ghosts, and so much more. From hosts like Jimmy Church, Whitley Strieber, Micah Hanks, and Christina Gomez. Visit the UnXNetwork.com show page for a complete list of all the paranormal programs you'll find on the X. Be sure to follow us on Twitter for updates at KUNXDB. Follow our Facebook group, UnX Network. Find the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, Audible, and Apple Podcast. It's time.
It's new.
It's the X.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Manson. You're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Jason Quitt is here. Quittspiracy number 11, we think. Close enough. No, it shouldn't be close enough. We need to nail this down. So you guys count it up, figure it out, get back to me so we can, I just want to be accurate, especially when we're doing a Quittspiracy. Tonight, Jason Quitt is back for Quittspiracy number 11. He is a graduate of the Institute of Energy Wellness and a student of the Algonquin Shamanism, has been training and working with many teachers, shamans, and traditional healers, including myself, from around the world. Mr. Quitt is also the author of the Egyptian Postures of Power Ancient Gong System. It's an amazing book. And, of course, the Yosef Codes Sacred Geometry Mandalas. His website, it's an incredible site, thecrystalsun.com. The links for that are down below. And I would like to welcome back fellow Fadernaut, our good friend, the one and only Jason Quitt. Jason, how you doing, my brother?
Very nervous.
Yeah. Tonight, okay. Before we unroll, let's just do this one at a time, and I think everybody will put together the theme of the night pretty quickly. But Jason, I was kidding earlier today. Jason came at me and he said, "Jimmy, man, let's shake things up tonight." Well, and he said, "Let's do the rating system before. Let's announce the Quittspiracy. Let's do that, and the theme, the title, the name, what have you, and let's get everybody to pipe it first." And I thought, man, that's a great idea, right? Because at the end, you can't change your rating. I want you to think, and that was pretty good. I went in at 4. Now I'm feeling 1, or I went in at 1 and now I'm feeling 3. And I think that's a really great idea, Jason.
Yeah, because, usually we go at it and, we kind of lay it all out there and kind of give people the impression that we're going to go a certain way, which kind of takes the fun out of it. I think people need to kind of guess. But I know your audience is very smart. So these are going to be very easy for everybody. I think.
And now, on a serious note, we like to have a lot of fun with the conspiracies, and this community is all. I am. You are. We all love a good conspiracy. I can't think about how many shows that I have done. I can't. It's got to be in the hundreds. It's got to be in the hundreds where I have said I love a good conspiracy. Don't have to believe it. You don't have to go all in, but I love the research. I love the rabbit hole. I like everything that is involved with a good conspiracy just to see if it plays out. In the end, sometimes it's real. And that's the crazy part, because I think there is a what if, right? What if this is true? There's that what if factor. And that's what I think all of us use the what if with everything. And it doesn't have to be a conspiracy. What if my parents really get me that new bike for Christmas? Right? We love the what if. What if? Right? What if Sammy Hagar was never the singer of Van Halen? What if, right? and we love that aspect of it. So that's that. Those are the rules for tonight. And let's start to roll through this.
Well, I would say, everybody's saying if you're a conspiracy theorist, you could be very dangerous. And it's like the more conspiracies or the more rabbit holes that we cover and go down, it makes you dangerous to people that don't want you to know about these things. And so it gets a little nervous when you're speaking about certain things. I know we're not saying everything, but we're leaving things very open to interpretation, and we're not stepping over any line. And there you go.
Oh, tonight we're crossing the line. Okay. Tonight, all lines are crossed tonight, and there you go. I wanted to I briefly just say this. When we look in the past and we look at the different conspiracy theories that turned out to be true and factual, and specifically MK Ultra, that was real. As crazy as it sounds, that was real. Operation Northwoods, as crazy as that is, it was real. Operation Mockingbird, as crazy as that is, it's real. And Mockingbird is a little bit involved in what we'll be talking about tonight. And is it still going on in under another name or under another version of it in the electronic world that we run in? But these are all real. And you let your imagination go. When you talk about something like Operation Northwoods and the possibility of that, we've done it already on previous shows. But the idea of our government going, you know what, man, let's shoot down one of our own planes and blame it on another country. That sounds like a really good idea. Okay, let's put this plan into motion. And that thing, a committee, the Joint Chiefs, right? The Pentagon, everybody signs off on that. Okay, let's just send this into the Oval Office and let's get approval on this and let's get that plane shot down. That's real. It's a real thing. So let's go through tonight. Let's Agent Orange was real. Yes, it was. So Jason, as we started to compile things, did you get a sense of nervousness, apprehension? Do we do this or not? Do we poke, a hot stick in the eye of the bear, right? Do we shake the hornet's nest, or do we stay in the safe zone? Did you feel that a little bit? Just
about halfway through tonight's show, doing the research, because it starts off with a great idea, because like something, or of something that is probably well known and established fact, and then you're like, okay, let's see how far this rabbit hole goes. And then you're going all the way through it, and it's like there's a history here, and we're living in 2022, and we're seeing how this history ends up to where we are today. And I'm like, Jimmy, should we do this show? This is, it's like you take a bunch of separate things that, you can know these things separately. But when you line it up historically and you see how one falls into the next and how we ended up here today, it's a little disconcerting. So,
but explain yourself. Because we're about to jump into these, and I think that everybody is going to understand our concern. And the reasons for that, there is a lot of conversation today about the internet and what it means and so forth. But then there is the other part where we are looking at the different social media networks and censorship and taking down and what is content and what isn't, and who can approve what content and what's the reasons for this, and how some content can flourish when other content that seems completely harmless is banned. And you have this mix of things. So there is a definite control mechanism that is in place that we are all aware of today. And so when we do a show like this tonight, that as we start to unroll all of this stuff, are we pushing those boundaries? Well, we're going to base everything in fact, of course, tonight. We're not going to get out there too far with this, but we are entering the danger zone, and the police tape is up in front of us. We know that we probably shouldn't cross it, but you know what? We're going to do that.
Okay, so should I go into the first?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's just, you know what? We can go nearly in order. Let's.
You're the one that you threw in last minute. That's a great one, and I think
you want to start there?
No. I don't want to start there.
Okay,
but it could be a close second or third. So when you want to jump in,
Okay, I got you. So let's go. Okay. All right. Everybody's wondering where we're going to go and how we're going to do this. So let's just start with the basics.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna build this for you. We're gonna take you on a little journey and guide you through this.
It's just hot in here, man. It's hot.
Why are we doing this, Jimmy? Please stop.
Let's just bail, man. Let's just bail. Let's do something like is FIFA controlled by mafia and gambling casinos?
Are crystals cool?
Yeah, our crystal's cool. Let's
get that on TikTok right now.
Yeah, let's just bail. All right. Okay. I'll do the title, and then you just run with it.
All right.
Our first conspiracy, Quittspiracy tonight is: was the internet created by the U.S. government? That is the conspiracy. Let's see the ratings come in. Let's do that now. You've got 1 to 4 pipes. I am going to monitor that. And Jason, I will jump in with some tallies as we continue. But I hand it off to you.
Okay, I just went on Twitter to see how people are going to do this. Let me come back here. All right. So, this goes back to the late 60s, 1960s. And, there was many people back then all across the world that were working on developing a system where two computer systems could be networked together so that they can speak to each other. All right. And so that was basically the start of the idea of the internet. And what we find out if we go to the history of where the internet came from, the main backing of the internet came from a very well-funded U.S. Department of Defense research agency. And this agency is called the Advanced Research Project Agencies, or ARPA. Okay. And if you think that name ARPA sounds familiar, this is the same agency that later updated its name to the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA. And I know, being in the conspiracy world, you are continually thrown in the face this agency of DARPA. You hear it everywhere. It's even in the news, all the projects they're funding, everything they're advancing. And I would say the top technology and research projects in the world are funded or developed and researched by DARPA, which is U.S. Department of Defense. Okay, so this is where a lot of the technology, a lot of things start. So I want you just to sit back and think about this, that the actual literal roots of the internet that we know and use today was developed and came out of the U.S. Department of Defense, DARPA. So in 1969, the computer network was built by ARPA. It connected computers around the U.S. from universities, government agencies, and defense contractors. And 7 years after that, it wasn't until 1976 that the first internet signal was sent wirelessly and received by another computer. And this was done in California. And it was done by radio waves going through copper telephone lines. And it was a success. They created a language that could be sent and then transmitted to a computer at a long distance and retrieve that data. And that's where basically the internet we know today was born. And it was accomplished, this feat was accomplished by two ARPA researchers by the name of Robert Kahn and Vincent Seft. The original purpose of the internet. So what these researchers and scientists were told in these projects, that the original purpose of the internet was for military applications. All right, so original internet, military. And it was designed to connect and network U.S. military operations around the world, because they wanted to find a way that, how there's units and intelligence all around the world, not just in the U.S. And they were trying to find a way of sending and communicating information and setting up these networks. So this was accomplished through the internet, through ARPA. And it was called ARPANET. That's where we start to get the word internet from. Today we're using the internet more and more. In fact, during the pandemic, we've seen that there's been an actual push to have a good part of our days online. For safety, they encourage us to work remotely. Many businesses that could not survive the pandemic, they were encouraged to move their jobs online. Virtual meetings have become the norm now. So it seems as from the first internet, from military applications from 1976 to today, it seems like our lives are spending more and more time in the digital world of the internet. From work to social media to podcasts to live streams. How many hours of the day are we stuck using the internet? Okay, so when it comes down to it, when you really look at how this came to be, the innovation of the internet was created, funded, and pushed by the U.S. Department of Defense under the Advanced Research Projects Agency, ARPA.
And here is where we had a lot of independent minds that were there developing things. But I'll say this, in a general sense, the ideas behind this, which lead out to packet switching, the different protocols to send and receive data, all of this today, we can look at it any way that we want, but all of it is under the government's control. We would like to think that it is not, but it is. And the very foundations and how the structures were put in place and the logistics and the technical sides of this from the very beginning were under the United States government control, whether it is through an agency or through the Department of Defense. One of the first lines that were laid out were from the Air Force Academy in Colorado to Stanford University. I mean, from the very beginning, this was a U.S. government idea, set up, funded, done. And now, is that a conspiracy? Well, we are going to continue. But I think that most people think that this was independent. This was Caltech. This was done on the academic level. It was not. Like everything else that we are going to reveal tonight, it is done with Department of Defense funding or an agency's funding.
And on top of that, ARPA, or the Defense Department, they would create the grant. They would create the funding. They knew exactly what they wanted to achieve. And in working with schools like Stanford, MIT, Harvard, all these computer scientists, they're working with Silicon Valley tech companies. They come to them with what they want. They give them the grant. And then when it all comes out and it's placed into the public, the spotlight is on the people that produced it, which is not, the Pentagon. It's not the defense agencies. So there is kind of like this kind of hand that feeds that you don't see.
And all of it under the guise of eventually national security, right? And as soon as you put that label on it, then everything is just, you can't touch it, you can't smell it, and it's off into another direction in the interest of national security.
For your safety has probably killed more people than anything in history.
Now, this is the foundation, everybody. This is the foundation of the evening. We had to get this part out of the way. When you go after the show and you start to get these little nuggets of ideas, start where we are starting here. There are so many things that are going to be discussed tonight. But when you start to look at this, because I know that everybody sees this cute little interface going across your screen, whatever it is, whatever website or social media thing, whatever you got that nice, cute little thing that you're looking at. There's a whole nother situation behind that cute little emoji, right? That cute little Pokemon. All of that stuff is just cute, and that's just an image. And Jason, you were getting ready to say something.
Yes. I'm going to say that when we vote, when we put our vote up, what I'm going to do on Twitter is I'm going to place a link to a vetted article that confirms what we're speaking about, basically.
So now we're going to take a quick break. I was looking at the tally. I think everything was 4 pipes, and there were a couple of 2-pipers in there. And here's the other thing.
Yes.
That I realized that this is a smart audience, and we would like to think that we understand the internet and we've done our own research and things. Okay. Where we're going to go tonight, you're not going to expect where the directions are about to take off. But in 1995, I believe, 1995, 96, 95, PBS here in Los Angeles was doing their annual telethon fundraiser. And that particular night, they ran a 3-part video series that I ended up purchasing, which was, this is 1995, which was the history of the internet and Silicon Valley and computers, right? 3-part documentary. And this 1995, the history of computers and Silicon Valley and the internet going down. And I watched that. And to this day, that is still one of my best references to the history of everything, because back then it was fresh and the knowledge was there. It was a different perspective. And I started my journey back then. Okay. And even today, I'm still learning. So let's take our break right here. When we come back, the next Quittspiracy.
Wait, what? So you say, what's your pipe, Jimmy? What are you?
Oh, my pipe?
Yeah.
4 pipes.
Okay,
4.
Good. 4 pipes with me too. There you go.
4. How do I do it? Yeah, there it is. 4. This is Fade to Black tonight, Quittspiracy number 11. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Jason's got his pipe. We'll be right back.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there, Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can right now get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Because you never got that pony you always wanted. Damn it. Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein, the ancient crystal skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernaut by just going to our membership section at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, Quittspiracy number 11, we think, with Jason Quitt. And tonight, Jason and I will do everything we can to get shut down. Now, Jason, I'm going to jump in. You did the first one. I'm going to do the next one. Cool?
This is a dark one, so it's all yours.
Okay. The conspiracy is this. Get ready for your ratings. The conspiracy is Nintendo's Pokemon Go.
That's not
a surveillance tool used by the CIA, funded by the CIA, and created by the CIA. That is the conspiracy. Jason, what's your rating?
I know the answer to this already.
So what's your rating?
It's absolutely 4 pipes. We're getting smoked out already. 4 pipes.
We're getting smoked out. I'm going 4 pipes too. Zenzabil, 1 pipe. 1 pipe. Jessica Rodriguez, 4 pipes. Genocide, 4 pipes. Oh, okay. Is Nintendo's Pokemon Go a surveillance tool funded and created and used by the CIA? Cute little Pokemon Go. Well, let's back up here and let's discuss a few things. And you will understand very quickly that, yes, Pokemon Go is indeed a surveillance tool used by the CIA. And now, there are those out there that are immediately going to go, no, come on, man, stop with that. It's Pokemon Go. The most successful game and with the biggest launch in the history of gaming, right? Used by everybody. And you remember and going around and watching people play the game, right? Walking around with their cell phone and looking for things outside and moving around and you remember all of that. Well, let's back up now. Well, let's talk about a few things. And the first thing that I want to tell everybody is a company called InQtel with 2 hyphens. InQtel, IN-Q-Tel, T-E-L, InQtel. InQtel is the financial investment division of the CIA. They see a cool project, they get the submissions, and the CIA says, that's pretty cool. We'll invest into your startup company. That is InQtel, and you can go and look that up. Then I'm going to introduce you to a guy named John Hanke. John Hanke had an idea of mapping with GPS satellites and with pinpoint accuracy. And he goes to InQtel and says, I've got this idea. And the CIA says, good. So they invest into his company, and it was called Keyhole Systems. And this very quickly was adopted by the Department of Defense and military contractors for smart bombs and smart weapons. And we remember all of the video from the Iraq War and the video camera footage of missiles and smart bombs and how amazing this technology was. That was John Hanke and Keyhole, okay, funded by the CIA's InQtel. That technology was acquired by Google, of course, and eventually became Google Earth. Okay. And John Hanke obviously is a pretty successful guy now. From the initial investment by the CIA and all of this technology moving into the Department of Defense and allowing and given the agencies and military divisions the ability to track, to use it in weapons, and to follow people. Now, that gets absorbed by Google, the technology. Hanke is the man. It turns into Google Maps and Google Earth, which is the GPS tracking that you use in your car today when you want to go somewhere and you punch in the address and you go to Google Maps and then you hit directions and you hit start. That is John Hanke and the CIA and Keyhole. Okay? Everybody following me so far? So then John Hanke then starts another company with this technology. And that company is called Niantic. Look it up. Niantic is a $9 billion company. It was founded and still owned by John Hanke in 2010. It's based out of San Francisco, California. Now, what else does Niantic do? And I know that's the question that everybody has. Jimmy, where are you going with this? Niantic is the software company that developed Pokemon Go. That's right. With all of that surveillance technology built in. And so you're asking yourself, how did they do that with Pokemon Go? How are they going around outside? How are they doing this? How are they? John Hanke is using the Keyhole technology and incorporated and wrote that into the programming of Pokemon Go. Now, how could that be applied to? Now, let me give you an example. As crazy as this sounds, let's say the CIA or another government agency is tracking somebody. And this person goes into a coffee shop. And they need to get video surveillance, audio of the conversation of the person that they're meeting with in this coffee shop. And they go, who's using Pokemon Go or around that coffee shop? Oh, we've got 8 people. We do. Yeah, one is in that coffee shop. Turn it on. Because when you install Pokemon Go onto your cell phone and other gaming systems too, you are releasing control of your microphone and your camera. And it can be turned on and off without you knowing. You accept those terms and conditions when you click accept and click install. You now release control of your phone. So, in that coffee shop, they are able to turn on the microphone to listen to the table next to you, or your table, for that matter. They are able to turn on the camera. They are able to turn on multiple cameras outside, maybe get the license plate number of the car of the person that they're tracking. Maybe they want to look into somebody's house. Maybe they turn on the cameras to somebody playing Pokemon Go out in public, and they are walking past somebody's house. They are able to look into. They have immediate video and audio surveillance of every square foot of everything, of everywhere. And this applies to Iran. This applies to countries around the world. It isn't limited to the United States. Pokemon Go conveniently now is a worldwide global audio and video surveillance system that is accessed by government agencies. There you go. It's a crazy. And when you go and you look up Niantic, you look up Keyhole, you look up the origins of Google Maps and Google Earth and where the funding came from, there's an interesting quote here from the CEO of In-Q-Tel. And he says, this is a quote, and he says, during my tenure at In-Q-Tel, I led the investment in John Hankey's third company, Keyhole, which was acquired by Google and eventually became Google Earth, and have seen firsthand what is possible under his leadership. I am also thrilled and honored to be joining the Niantic board of directors and look forward to helping them realize their full potential in the emerging market. Now, think about that. We're talking about a CIA operative that heads up In-Q-Tel, the CIA's investment firm, and that guy turns around and becomes a board member of Niantic, the company that develops gaming systems and specifically Pokemon Go. That is a conspiracy that is real. There you go.
And what are the emerging markets that he's referring to in the future? So,
yes,
it's augmented reality, virtual reality, and the metaverse.
The metaverse. And now, and all of these origins go back to how we started off this show. Did the United States government create the internet? And you think about how they are so forward thinking with all of this. And the surveillance and data and how it is acquired, where it sits and where it is stored. It's absolutely incredible. So did I install Pokemon Go? I did not. A few years ago, I did this story on my television show for History Channel. And my producers reached out to John Hankey for me to go and interview him at Google in Silicon Valley. And he accepted. And he also agreed to a free form interview, but he wanted some areas. He knew exactly what we were covering. We gave him the outline and the CIA and Niantic and Keyhole and Pokemon Go and surveillance. And he was cool with it. And so we had everything done. I was booked on a flight. I was heading up to do the interview 2 days before. John Hankey canceled. And I was pretty bummed about that. But we let them know that we were going to go forward with the segment. And we did. And we covered it. And it was amazing. And I learned so much back then. And here's the thing. Since we did that show, there has been a lot of coverage on this subject. And the origins of all of this. Was I instrumental? There were a lot of great journalists and that have become friends of mine that took part in this, and we shared information and went back and forth. And I just think it's absolutely incredible. And as crazy as this may sound tonight to everybody, the stuff that we are going to continue to cover tonight is going to get crazier. So 4 pipes, Jason, 4 pipes. 4 pipes, and everything that I just shared with you, all of it can be researched. Go and do it, and it is crazy town. Crazy town.
I missed the Pokemon Go thing. I had no idea what that was. I didn't know what a Pokemon was. That's how weird I was. But
so check this out.
Yeah. Back then.
I'm shooting. Yeah. I'm on set, right? And I come out for a little break, and I come outside, and we have all these trucks and dressing rooms and catering and all that stuff and production. And I come out, and there's like 8 or 10 of our production team standing there. It's union lunch break, right? Everybody had their head in their phones. And I said, wow, man, I just jumped on social media pretty quick. Pokemon Go. I said, what? All of us. You've got to be kidding me. Do you have any idea? It was just so funny. Not the entire, but the 8 or 10 that were in front of me waiting for catering were all on Pokemon Go. And I just never did it. Somebody just said, I missed it too. And it's not just Pokemon Go. I'm just letting you know about the technology. It's out there. Be aware. And when you go and install a game or install software, you need to make sure that you read through the terms and that you are not letting control of your camera loose and your camera and your audio and your microphone to a third party. There you go. All right, Jason, what's up next?
Okay, so the next one is a big one, and this would be: is the internet in reality an intelligence gathering operation set up by the U.S. Defense Department through the NSA?
You know what's funny? I'm sure we're going to be talking about Edward Snowden at some point, but before Snowden, you have the conspiracy people out there. You have the 1984 Orwellians out there, and people like you and I. And we would probably have said before Snowden, maybe, but they wouldn't do that to us, would they? So you're always looking at the bright side and you're hopeful, but then there's your other side that's like, yeah, man, Yeah, I hate to say it, but probably. But today, 4 pipes.
It hurts, Jimmy. It hurts.
It's 4 pipes, man. It's 4 pipes. Ken Priest just said 100 pipes. Jason,
we got to slow it down. Yeah.
Somebody just said Jason is Snowden. Just look at him. All right, this is going to be great. Let's jump into it. I want to get it before the break.
Okay, so I would say yes. And there is under the code name Bumblehive. I don't know how many people have heard the name or the code name Bumblehive, but this is a not so secret, massive 20 building complex located in Utah that captures, collects, and stores all the data on the internet in the name of national security. Okay. This building is under the NSA's Office of the Director of National Intelligence, which is ICCNCI, which is Intelligence Community Comprehensive National Cybersecurity Initiative. Okay. And this is not the only one. There is at least 3 other known NSA buildings like this, and it's set up in Georgia, Maryland, Texas, and Hawaii. But those are just the ones that we know about. Okay, so check this out. The complex in Utah boasts that it can store a yottabyte of data. If you don't know what a yottabyte is, it's 1 septillion bytes, which translates to 1 trillion terabytes. But this is right on their website. The actual number of data that's stored is actually classified under national security. Okay, and just to give you an idea of what a yottabyte is, it's estimated that it would take 86 trillion years to download 1 yottabyte file. Okay, that's a lot of data. Okay, so to handle this information, because how can you handle this information? There's an agency again called DARPA. So the name keeps coming up, right? So to handle this information, DARPA had to design a code-breaking supercomputer that was capable of handling 100,000 trillion calculations every second. Okay. And this project from DARPA was done under the code name Cascade. Okay. So if you were paranoid before, now you know that everything on the internet is safely stored in one of these facilities. Okay.
At least once.
At least once. And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's national security. 4 pipes.
4 pipes. And now, so it goes without saying, and we're going to continue because there's more information here, but what we are doing now is stored forever, right? So I delete the file, right? YouTube takes my channel down. Facebook takes my channel down. My personal servers that I own for my corporation get scrubbed. That doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. I destroy my hard drives. What we are doing now is stored and then copied, right? So there's 2, 3, 4 backups of this by the United States government, and it is being read. There is software analyzing and transcribing everything that we are saying, and then that text is analyzed and searched for keywords, correct?
And these supercomputers are so advanced, they're so intelligent that it creates like a searchable database So it could intelligently know what is being processed, and it could even put them in categories. So this is extremely advanced computing that, again, probably we don't even know because it's classified.
So I want to ask you one quick question about this. 2 or 3 years ago, the NSA made this announcement where they said, well, okay, we were recording and monitoring every email and cell phone communication in the United States. We were doing that. Now we're the kinder, gentler NSA. Now we are not doing it as much, right? Do you buy into that?
I would think, and this will get into later topics, but I would think that it has moved to something that's more centralized and global. So it's like they're saying the truth, but it's a half truth. So I think that we're moving towards another type of digital surveillance and data collection. But I would say that it was these programs and these intelligence agencies that developed and instigated what we are in today and what we see today.
I would guess, and I know that for most these seem like really, really big numbers, but I would probably say this is fact, that the NSA has transcribed and scrubbed through and analyzed every single video on YouTube. Now, somebody would say, well, Jimmy, that's billions. With their computer systems and their AI and the way that they are able to approach this, that's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And so every text message, everything that you send, everything that you receive, every voice call, everything that is done, and it seems like a lot. There's 300 million people in the United States with cell phones having a phone conversation. With that computer system in Utah, and the way that it is, and that is just one. There are NSA facilities all across the United States. It's nothing. I don't think it's a big deal. And they are able to do it quickly and in real time. So, yes, I think that every single piece of digital transmission, media, and communication has been transcribed, scrubbed, analyzed, and studied, and every single piece. And that includes everything that is being uploaded as we speak.
And that's exactly the intention of why it was built in the first place. They created the entire structure to capture it. So it's not like saying, oh, we're going to try to get all this done. It was set up in preparation for this digital revolution to take place.
And now here is, we have 2, 3, 4, well, there's 12, 13 agencies. But the CIA was set up to operate outside of the United States borders, right? And I think that a lot of people hide behind that going, wait a minute, there's no CIA agents inside of the United States, inside of our borders. There's that part. But the NSA and the NRO, the Navy, they are Air Force, OSI, they all operate inside of the United States borders, and they're not under the same legal purview as the CIA is. But I don't know if the CIA actually gives a crap. But the internet and cell phones tracking, monitoring all devices all the time is under the control of many agencies inside of the United States, under any auspice of national security. And that's it. And they can do what they want, and they don't have to tell us anything.
That is absolutely correct. And, the people that have been whistleblowers like Edward Snowden, real whistleblowers, I would say, they would have to run away. But again, it's like, who knows the truth? Every time we keep researching, the truth is very, very blurred, but you can capture the main themes as we go along.
Now, with all of this and the establishment of the software and the writing of the code, where did the funding come from, and who got the funding, and what are they doing today?
I think that takes us. I think that takes us right into the next one. That was the lead up right there.
I mean, if we're trying to get shut down, let's just go all in, right?
Okay, so the next one was Google created by the CIA and NSA for the purpose of mass surveillance?
Four pipes.
Jeez.
4 pipes. And so as we jump into this next section of this, it's this firing up that pipe. It's the same corporations, it's the same group of individuals, it's the same funding, it's the same sources. And this isn't your daddy's internet that you have always perceived it to be. So let's continue.
And this goes right back to what I was talking about the intelligence agencies, especially in the 1990s, like teaming up and funding schools, scientists, corporations, Silicon Valley, and the entire purpose, even the stated purpose, was to guide the future of the digital revolution. They knew what was coming. They knew what they had to do to maintain it in this focused arena. And in the 90s, they were very, very interested in supercomputers. And we just talked about the supercomputer collecting all your data, right?
Yeah, well, hold on. I just blew through a commercial break. I've got to get this in, Jason. I got to do it. I'm so excited about the show. I wasn't watching the clock. I apologize to the network. Let's get this in. It's Fade to Black. It's Quittspiracy. We're trying to get this mother shut down. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church. You're listening to Fade to Black.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com. Do you want to be an official Fadernaut? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Fadernauts, when you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA.
Hi, I'm Ray Sobbs, and I'm here to tell you about something I really think you're going to like. The UNX Network is a part of a larger group called UNX Media, and one of the things we offer is the quarterly UNX magazine, which is available both in print and digital formats. This amazing magazine covers all aspects of the unexplained and makes for a great coffee table periodical that is certain to spark enlightening conversations in your living rooms. We invite you to check out the latest digital issue for free. Just go to unxnetwork.com/membership and fill out your free membership with your name and email and become a new free member. The new summer issue is now available, and the theme is Time Anomalies, which includes a feature article written by our managing editor, Lee Spiegel. Just go to unxnetwork.com/memberships. That's unxnetwork.com/memberships and get your free e-copy of the UNX magazine today.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back. We're still on the air. That's a good sign. Still on the air. It's Quittspiracy number 11 tonight, everybody. And we are discussing now if Google was funded by the United States government and DOD money, maybe even In-Q-Tel and over at the CIA and research grants for the purposes of surveilling us. And Jason, I want to share this with you and everybody. This is from Zenzabil. Zen says, I do not think Google was founded to be a spy, but their abilities soon got a lot of interest from government spies. No.
Says the person with a fake emoji picture. with sunglasses. I know who you are.
In 1995, one of these MDDS grants went to a research team at Stanford University. This grant went towards building a digital internet library for that users could navigate through queries. The computer would also rank web pages and track users. Right? Sound familiar? The two individuals that received this grant and developed these systems later became the founders of Google. Sergey Brin and Larry Page. It was from these intelligence grants that guided them and gave them the foundation in the creation of Google, which the intelligence agencies wanted to use especially for gathering data and surveillance on users making queries, searching, ranking website content, or posting information online. This was the goal of the intelligence agencies, which then naturally evolved into Google. Jason, you write so well. I mean, it's just a scary thought, right? It's just a scary thought. And Sergey and Larry Page, you know, we like to picture them as a couple of guys in their mom's garage, you know, doing a startup for the benefit of mankind, you know, to get us away from Mosaic and trying to figure out a search engine that would work. And they were there, you know, with this benefit program for all of us. And there you go. Not the case, was it?
They were guided by the intelligence agencies through the grants, through Stanford, to create this system. And they actually went above and beyond. They were too good. They were too good. And because of their work and because of their efforts, they went on to take that research project that they did for intelligence agencies. And that is what Google is today. It categorizes its source, just like what I was saying with those supercomputers. It has a way of processing the information on the internet. Not only processing the information on the internet, but ranking them, categorizing them, copying them, seeing what users are searching those results where, building profiles of those users. I mean, it's a dream for intelligence. And that is why Google beat every other search engine. I remember going on, what was it, AOL search bar or whatever it was called back then. And then
they brought in, I remember it was AOL powered by Mosaic.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a big deal, man. That was such a big deal. But yes. And now here's the thing. And this is the trippy part. Android. Okay. Let's talk about Android. Let's talk about Chrome. Let's talk about Google and your life, right? Because where we are as lemmings to the sea, where we are shown the convenience factor of all of this, where today every TV that you get is not every, some are not, but most are Android powered, right? Or a Google TV. A YouTube TV, and the convenience of that, and then immediately when you power on your TV, it searches for your cell phone, and now your TV is tied in. You can control the TV with your cell phone. Oh, that's cool, right? Okay. Your internet browser is Chrome on your desktop. And then you sign off of the internet. Your phone is on. You're not turning off your phone, right? So the connection and the surveillance continues. You walk out to your car. You get in your car. Everybody knows where you are at that point. You fire up your car. Maybe you even punch in information into your GPS. Maybe you do it from your phone. Maybe you do it from your car. Android. It's Android, man. And your toothbrush and everything else with these convenient smart features, they're all connected to each other. And so the data collection on you now you've left your home. Your computers are behind you. Your smart TV is behind you, but it's still connected right to your phone, to your car. You go out, you do your shopping, you run your credit cards, you walk through the supermarket. All of this is constantly updated. And by the end of the day, you've now added, 100, 200, 300 megabytes of data of your daily routine is all put into your file, which is there. Everybody in the United States, once you are born, that data collection starts from the moment of birth, right? And Google now has the ability for every stage of your life through the guise of convenience. Everything that you do is collected and shared.
Even on airplane mode.
Even on airplane mode. Airplane mode does nothing. Right. Oh, man. And turn off data collection, right? Turn that off. Come on. No. And as we found out today through, just one company, Twitter, that you ask them to delete your information. It's not done. They're not deleting anything. And which is going to take us into our next realm pretty quickly here, which is Facebook. And let's just make sure that we take this one step further in our attempt to get shut down.
It just gets worse and worse. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
So airplane mode, what was that? Airplane mode allows you to change to charge faster. That's it. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Okay, are we done? Done?
That's a 4 pipe for that one.
Yeah, I know, right? That's a 4 pipe.
Done.
But are we done with Google? Is there anything else you want to add?
Like I say, there is no coincidences. It is the same people or the same group or the same intelligence going back through time in the development of what we are calling the digital revolution.
Martha just said, man, can I post this? Martha, can I actually post this? Oh no, I spilled my nail polish.
Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you've been watching Twitter, but so far in our show, we have had retired CIA intelligence officers comment. We've had retired naval officers comment. And so far, they are saying everything that we've said so far is true. And so I think we're going on the right path here.
Just as long as we stay in fact.
Yeah, right? We're staying in public information.
Yes, you can Google any of this.
And when you do Google this, you're put in a category.
You know what's so funny? I've thought about that. My search queries, I am such in a narrow band of search. Well, okay, it's coffee. I do a lot of things there in the coffee world and guitars, right? But everything else is just right down. I'm not doing sports or politics. I don't do any of that. I'm not. I don't. It's so narrow.
Oh, I sent you a text message today just saying that we're basically screwed. But I know that now. I know you're not screwed. I'm screwed. Like my search history, my data has guaranteed me a negative social credit score in the future. So just put me right in the. I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
And here is the trippy part. I mentioned 1984 and Orwell and surveillance and things. So many years ago, when people would comment about 1984, before the internet, when Apple computers did the 1984 Super Bowl commercial, remember, with the hammer throw. I think it was a hammer, right? I think that just threw or something. And that'll never happen. It's impossible, and the movie came out 1984, and no way. We are so far beyond that now. And we have absolutely accepted and are complacent when it comes to data collection and what the government knows about us. It's just like, well, okay, all right. But, my toothbrush tells me when I need to buy toothpaste and go to the dentist now. And I accept that. And that's where we are. I said that I would never do a smart home. Now I've got a smart home. I do a completely 100%. I can do anything in my home via my phone, remotely or here. I don't get up at night and turn on and off the thermostat. I do it from my frigging bed. You know what I mean? I turn off the lights and turn on the lights outside, inside, security systems and everything from my phone. I don't get up and touch buttons or do anything. No, I've got a frigging Roomba. It's not a Roomba, but you know what I'm saying, right? And I said I would never give in, and now I have done that out of necessity and convenience, and when I'm traveling, I want to be able to look at the security systems inside and outside of my house and look at the cameras and turn on and off the lights and check the temperature and make sure that the security system is armed and all of the. I didn't think that I would do that, Jason. And I don't know how many times. Does that make me hypocritical, right? Am I a walking paradox where I said that I would never do this? I want to keep a dumb house. And now I have caved in, but it's also the rest of the country. Is your house smart?
No, my house is not smart, but I do have Wi-Fi through the house, and I do have a smart TV. And when I moved in here, I didn't actually, it was actually a wedding gift. Okay, I gotta correct. It's a wedding gift from a friend who got the special paint that they paint the B-2 bombers with. Mm-hmm. It's an RF reflective paint. This stuff is very expensive, thousands of dollars. And I painted my whole house with this paint so that RF signals. So I had my meters and I would check to see where, RF was coming through the walls, and we'd paint to stop, to, make it a clean home. So there's no things, right? And over time, it's like my neighbors have Wi-Fi systems. There's things in the neighborhood. So if I turn my cell phone on, it's like these things are coming through the windows. Like I would have to create a Faraday cage to stop these things. Yeah.
Cage your house.
And I just, at that point, it's like, if I could turn my phone on in my basement and still get signals that come through the roof, then it's like, okay, I'll give into Wi-Fi and I'll give into a smart TV, because it's like, it's a little hypocritical, but also our jobs, the way that we make our living is used through this technology. We're speaking on the internet. This is a live stream, the video, they're drinking beers at the NSA right now and laughing at us.
Yeah. And I still put tape over cameras, right? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 smart televisions in my house, but all of the cameras are taped. The laptops that are running in here, I could put a camera on them. You'll see that there's tape over those cameras. I do have one 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got another one over here on a stand. I've got 5 webcams that those are able to be turned on. You know what I mean? I've got to leave these open. I use these for communication. I use these for the show. I have the ability to have 3 webcams on for this show. I don't do it just to show everybody. Here, I'll just turn on a camera. It's not that big of a deal. But here's another camera in the studio that's pointing in the other direction, right? You can see it here. I can move it. It's on a stand.
Cool.
So there's I have multiple cameras, and I've always been nervous about that. But the reason why I'm not as concerned, those cameras are only in here, and when they're not in use, I've got them covered. But I need them to work, right? So they have to, at some point, they are uncovered. Could somebody wrestle control of it? Well, they're going to see this, right? Yeah. They're not going to see anything else. Or they're going to see a camera like this one pointed at a wall.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. It's like we use the technology for our advantages and our purposes, but that technology can be used against us. That's all it is right now.
Yeah. I don't trust the cameras on the TVs and the laptops. That I don't dig.
Well, but, the new cameras and the new phones are not just cameras. They're 3D topographical cameras that gets the actual 3D layout of your environment.
Right.
So it could know exactly what's in the room with you.
Now, when we come back, we've got 2 segments left, and we've got some very, very. It's going to get crazier. And so, right now, as nutty as this show has been so far, you haven't heard anything yet. It's going to get nuttier. We will do everything we can to shut this mother down. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, the one and only Jason Quitt. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this quick break. See, they just ran interference right there. We'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, The X.
The Believer is the chilling true story of Dr. John Mack, a renowned Harvard psychiatrist and Pulitzer Prize winner.
This is an outreach program from the cosmos to the consciously impaired.
He risked it all to investigate human encounters with aliens. The Believer, Alien Encounters, Hard Science, and the Passion of John Mack. Written by award-winning former New York Times journalist and author Ralph Blumenthal. Now available in paperback from High Road Books.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? Unex Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact.
When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. We're still on the air. That's what I'm talking about. When you stay with the facts, right? I mean, they can't do it. They can't do it. They're not going to be happy. But you got to stay with the facts, Jason Quitt. And tonight, Quittspiracy. Quittspiracy number 11. And let's go. I'll let you do the introduction.
We're gonna go jump right into Facebook because I've been seeing so many. What's that? You want to try something else?
I just sent you notes.
Oh, you sent me notes. Okay, let's see these notes. Oh, yeah. Let's go there. I think it's time.
Right?
It's time.
It's a good flow, right? It's a good flow.
Yes.
If we're gonna ruffle feathers, let's just. Let's go stair steps. So let's do this one, and then we'll go bigger, and we'll save the biggest for last. Yes,
this is a deep one. This is something people need to wrap their mind around.
Let's go with I'll let you introduce the title, and we'll get pipes going.
Okay. Let's go down here. Was the dark web that is used by pedophiles, drug dealers, hired assassins, so they could run in private, was the dark web created specifically for this purpose by the government?
Oh, you left out gun runners and drug dealers.
Traffickers, you name it. If it's illegal, that is the place.
Was that created by the government to operate in secret, right? Was it created by the United States government? Okay. Let's see. We got
shadows.
Okay, so we've got let's see here. There's Zenzabil with 4 pipes. Hold on. That's a 1-piper, right? That's a 1-piper. Let's see here. Martha says no. Too much information says 1 pipe. Let's see. Jessica Rodriguez, 4 pipes. Let's see. Look at Ken Priest. To catch them, right? Gina says 3. L says 3. Check this out. Phil the Stalker, dark web, no IP addresses. Let me tell you something, Phil the Stalker, and you're a smart guy. They know everything about the dark web. They know absolutely everything. Okay, so here's the deal. As let's see, Claudia says 4 pipes for the show. Monica, 4 pipes for the show. And let's see. Okay, and everybody here is so smart, right? And so let's jump into. Oh, check this one out. Half pipe. No half pipes. That's a skateboard term, by the way. No half pipes here. Let's go with this first. I'm going to start off with the basic description here, and then let's get into it. We have the surface web, the web that you are on right now, with your cute little nice user interface, and you're looking at Jason's well-lit, handsome mug. And that's the surface web. That's the web that you think is the internet. Okay? That is, by some estimates, around 1% to 5% of the total internet. So the dark web, the subnet, the web that is underneath that you know nothing about, hopefully, is 80, 90, 95, 99% of the web of the internet. That's in the dark world. That is in a space that hopefully you're never going to break through and discover. All right. Now, in this area, there's a lot of data that is stored. We've been talking about data tonight, but here is where insurance companies are storing their data. Medical records are there. Banking information is there and makes up a lot of that. Certainly, what the NSA is collecting and things are largely down here somewhere. But also here is the people that don't want to be seen for whatever reason that is. Some of it could be fairly mundane, right? They just want to run privately and not be seen. But of course, when you have an opportunity like this to run in secret, you are going to attract a very negative element. And so if you want to purchase silencers for your pistols, right? You don't go to Amazon for that, but you can do it very easily in the dark web through the Tor browser. Now, yes. Now, the basic reality here, and this is, I'm just going to speak very frankly, is that these criminal masterminds and whatever they are doing, they think that they are anonymous and that they can do whatever they want, and that is clearly not the case. Everything that is done on the dark web is accessible by any agency that and they know all of the websites, and they know what's going on, and they are monitoring all of that. There are tens of thousands of agents that are on all of those sites that are posing as customers and monitoring what is going on. Everything that is there is monitored and controlled. Now, the history of the dark web and the core principle behind it is the Tor, or onion routing, which was developed in the mid-1990s by the United States Naval Research Laboratory. All right? Right there. The Department of Defense. It's done by a mathematician. His name was Paul Syverson, and there's three computer scientists, Michael Reed and David Goldschlag. And they designed it to protect American intelligence communications online. You got that? Okay? This wasn't for sex trafficking websites. No, this was built for the intelligence community. So therefore, they have total control. Don't think that they don't. Okay? Onion routing is implemented by means of an encryption in the application layer of the communication protocol stack, nested like the layers of an onion. The alpha version of Tor, developed by Syverson and two other computer scientists, went online, and this was around 2002. The first public release occurred about a year later. In 2004, the Naval Research Laboratory, and this is where it gets very interesting, they took this very sophisticated operating system to run in secret underneath the surface web, and they released it to the public. Here you go. The intelligence community, the Department of Defense, developed this tool and then gave it to everybody. And now the other part of this, Jason, that gets really interesting to me is that very quickly it developed a reputation of, and I don't know if you've ever downloaded the Tor and the Onion router, Jason, and made an attempt to go and check out things on the dark web. I will say publicly right now, I have not. I don't want to do it. I don't want to see. I don't want to know. I don't want to learn. It's not there. It's not on my computer systems. I've never done it. I'm not interested. And I don't want to go to some place on the dark web and enter into something that I can't unsee, right? That I can't undo. I'm not interested in that. I'm simply not. Life is too short. I'm busy enjoying very nice things. Okay. But the reputation was there very quickly that it is a dark, sinister place that is literally the gates of hell. And I would say in large part, if that's what you want to go and do, well, that's what you're going to go and see, that there are people out there that do those things. And yes, if you want to hire an assassin, a hitman, hit woman, yes, you can do that. And you want to get involved in things that I don't even like to say out loud. It is probably there wherever your crazy mind can imagine things. You can go and certainly find it. But that doesn't mean that you can do it anonymously. That part of it, no. You will be sought out and found. It's really that simple. And that includes the issues of, trading in Bitcoin. And, we can talk about the Silk Road, for example, that all of that is no, it is simply not. And to me, Bitcoin is actually the exact opposite of being anonymous. It goes into the ledger and every transaction is there, and it will be found out very quickly, very easily. I'm talking about in seconds or nanoseconds. You are not running in secret and getting away with something. No. They're letting you get away with it. You think you are. Everybody knows everything. But the dark web is crazy. So, rating here before I continue. Jason, 4 pipes, right? And let's see. I had a friend tell me he buys drugs online all the time via the dark web. And this is coming from Harvey Weinstein. and Harvey, what kind of people do you run around with? But see, and here's the thing with that. there is another part of this where there's a lot of fighting that goes on. There are websites that get shut down and restarted all the time. If you go, I haven't done it. I've only read very comprehensive research into the dark web, and I've read some pretty amazing stories. And that is, let's say you want to buy a ton of heroin, fentanyl, cocaine, right? Whatever. Cocaine just sounds so mild today, right? Compared to the other things that are out there. But I don't want to show my age. But let's say you want to buy a ton of heroin, a ton. And there is a number, I don't know what the number is, but let's say it's $10 million in Bitcoin or whatever. And that's a transaction. That goes into an escrow account. Until the transaction is complete, you receive said heroin, and then you go, deal is complete. I got my drugs. Then they release the Bitcoin out of the escrow account. Drug dealer gets paid. You get your heroin. Everybody's happy, right? Honor amongst thieves. But if the government comes in and shuts down the website, right? All the money in the escrow account goes nowhere. Somebody's got to get it. Where does the Bitcoin go? Then you have some people that, again, honor amongst thieves, right? The criminal law. Let's say you establish a website. You've got a little bit of street cred, and people are going and using it, and you've got a bunch of money in escrow, and then you shut the site down. What if you did that and you ran away with the money? Who's going to know? Well, the government knows, and that Bitcoin is able to be followed. And if you do any, it is a way. Somebody made this this comment earlier. I think it was Ken. It's a way to catch people, and it is, right. So anybody that goes and does this ultimately gets caught, and those servers are seized, and everybody on that server who is doing stuff inside and outside of that, who is accessing the Tor browser, your IP address is eventually revealed, and you're found out too. And when you hear about this is one of the brilliant things about the dark web. Again, created by the United States government, intelligence services, and the United States Navy. They know everything about the onion router and the establishment and the protocols of the dark web. That's it. It's a surveillance tool. So when you hear this, well, we arrested 400 pedophiles today. You know how that was done? They went in and seized the website. They got the servers, and they go right back out to the IP addresses of everybody around the world that was sending and receiving pornographic images or whatever it is, sex trafficking, whatever it may be. It's right there, and people get arrested and caught. And so it's a surveillance tool pointed back at these criminals. So yeah, 4 pipes. Created by the United States government, and that tool that all of these criminals are using all around the world, and they think they're running anonymous. It's the exact opposite.
Which I think will bring us very quickly to social media. And I'm going to tie a couple things in because it's really like the same thing, but I want people to know how deep this goes. All right. So we all know TikTok. We all know Facebook. So is Facebook, TikTok, social media a surveillance tool for intelligence agencies?
Okay, I'm going 4. I've got to go 4.
I'm going to go 4. And the answer is yes.
Let's start with Facebook here.
Okay.
We all know the pop culture version of this. What was the movie called?
Oh, geez. All I know is Trent Reznor did the soundtrack. right?
Yeah. What's his name? Played Zuckerberg, Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
What was that called? Social Network?
Yeah, the Social Network.
Yeah, the Social Network. Okay, so we know the public version of this, right? Again, a way to pick up chicks in college, right? Developed in a dorm.
I think before Facebook they were doing the hot or not thing, where it was
hot or not, right.
Yeah. I remember that in elementary school or high school. I remember that in high school, end of high school. So it's like, yeah, this is the beginnings of social media, of interacting with, I would say, like my age group to get us into Facebook, right? I think I was one of the first people on Facebook because that's my generation where we got into it. And I'm trying to remember exactly when it was. I think it started around 2010, but it wasn't really published publicly until 2013 by Edward Snowden. But there was a classified program. So this was not known. There's a classified program from the NSA that was called PRISM. And what PRISM did was it had access and captured, collected all the data, search history, emails, file transfers, live chats, anything that you interacted with social media.
Friends list, your friends list. Yes. Everything social media related. But PRISM wasn't just social media. It was access to Google, Facebook, Apple, pretty much every US tech company that did anything fell under this program called PRISM. And basically under PRISM, which was classified until about 2013, the NSA would come in and legally have access under US law. They didn't need any permission. They had an open door to all these companies' servers to not only capture the data, but make copies of it on their servers. So really everything you did online could be accessed under this PRISM program. And it wasn't until the leaks from Edward Snowden that we first learned about the PRISM program. And obviously when it came out, it was denied. And then more things got leaked with it. And then everybody then knew that it was true, that social media had this kind of, gave this backdoor entrance to the government, just like everything. So everything that we know on the internet is being captured by these programs. And eventually it does come out. I don't know if you know this officially, but is PRISM still in use by that name or something else?
It's probably under something else, but I don't see why they wouldn't still do this. It's for national security. It always falls under this NSA banner of national security, and everything is captured anyways. So this was just something where through that program, they were able to legally come into companies and legally under classified things, able to take it without anybody spilling the beans until someone spilled the beans. And now, so this is America and everything, but now there's a huge uproar over another social media app called TikTok.
Well, we're going to do TikTok after the break. So I want to say this really quick. I had read a bunch of white papers and research into PRISM. And one of the things that I had read, and this is pretty crazy, no matter who you are, whoever's listening to this show, and you think that you're not connected, that PRISM could click on anybody's name on a social network, and in this case, let's say Facebook, and the spider web from you through your friends list, 6 degrees of separation, 2 degrees out, you're connected to an agent, a spy, a bot piece of software directly to the Soviet Union or China, Israel, and that very quickly, not only through you to your friends list, but then who is coming back in the other direction, and they can spiderweb out, and you're being monitored right now, and you don't even know it, and Prism will reveal that, and how just about everybody that is on Facebook, through AI, through software, or real human beings, you are connected to another country's agency directly, and you don't know it. And that's one of the things that Prism reveals. Jason.
4 pipes.
4 pipes.
4 pipes. I mean, you know what? It's like we started out today, and there's still more. But we started out today, and with just this one question: where does this rabbit hole lead to? And by the end of this, we're starting to get this sense that everything has been a honeypot since the inception. It's like they call it the internet. Like, it's literally a net to capture our personal data and information. And anything outside of that is just not true. That's the surface of what we're told it is. So now, as we're going through this, which is all public information, everybody can look this up. It's proven, it's real. You could see it on the internet. Just Google it. It starts to lead us to very interesting conclusions about why was the internet adopted? Why is the internet used? And for what are these purposes leading us to? And I think these are the main questions that we really have to ask, because this has been 50 to 60 years in the making. So it's been a very slow climb of technology, but since its inception, it's had the same goal, it's had the same funding, it's had the same people behind it. So, it gets very interesting very fast once you start to unravel these cords.
Let's head straight into overtime. This is Fade to Black, Quittspiracy number 11 with Jason Quitt. I told everybody earlier tonight, you may think you know, but you don't. And it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier. And we've got more to come. We're going to do TikTok next. Let's see the ratings come in during the break. I am your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. Stay with us.
You're listening to Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the X.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your girl Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Hello, Fadernauts. Jimmy Church here. You've seen me with my Thunderstorm. Now you can purify the air in your home and get healthy, clean, fresh-smelling air and eliminate odors just like I do right here in the bunker. The EdenPURE Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, which seek out odors and air pollutants in your home and destroys them. It's called a thunderstorm because it purifies the air just like after a thunderstorm. And right now, you can save $200 on an EdenPURE Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Seriously. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use Fader3. Shipping is free and it's easy. Just scroll down. You'll see my name right there. Jimmy Church. Click on it and get your deal today. That's EdenPureDeals.com.
This is Billy Carson, founder and CEO of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv is the fastest growing and one of the most watched networks in the world. And I would like to personally invite you to check out our expanding library of TV, film, lectures, and special presentations. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv has over 6,000 videos covering lost history, health, UFOs, spirituality, and our future. We are committed to our community, and with my personal invitation, you can right now get your own free 30-day membership at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Your own library of information starts today at ForbiddenKnowledge.tv.
Your 1 million gigawatt paranormal powerhouse, KUNX-DB, VX.
Are you ready to read about true paranormal events? Unex Media publishes nonfiction books about UFOs, ghosts and haunted places, time anomalies, cryptid creatures, and more. Just like KUNX-DB Radio, it's all about unexplained phenomena. Visit www.unxmedia.com to see our list of great book titles by Debbie Ziegelmeyer, Gene Walker, Devin Listrom, Wayne Lawrence, Bill Spicer, and yours truly, Margie Kay. That's unxmedia.com.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch, roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JamieChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Well, that was weird. Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. It was weird. In my headphones, it went, whoop, whoop. Nah. See, I'm paranoid now. I'm paranoid. Every little thing. But so far, Jason, pretty smooth. Yeah, pretty smooth. I anticipated interference tonight, but no, pretty cool. Okay. TikTok.
So we have limited time left, so I'm going to try to wrap a couple things. And you know, we talked about Facebook, and now TikTok is this new trend, and mostly kids are on Facebook, or I don't know who's on Facebook. Or TikTok. I try to stay off that, but cybersecurity experts have been really warning us, especially outside of China, that TikTok is a surveillance app. And we've talked about, you know, Pokemon Go and all these things. But what they're warning about TikTok is they're saying that this is an aggressively, like they use the word aggressively, an aggressive app that harvests your data from your phones or computer, and it sends this information back to Chinese servers. So Chinese, whoever, corporations or government, collect this data from TikTok. And this app, once you agree on those terms and conditions, TikTok has access to your contact lists, your geolocational data. It could scan your hard drives. The scariest thing, I think, is it takes face prints, biometric data. It records you. It records from your mic, your video, and it even has code in TikTok that knows what you're typing. Okay, so you type anything on your phone, that information gets collected and sent back or sold to third parties, advertisers, government agencies, foreign or domestic. Where does this data go? We don't know. All we know is that's what TikTok does. Is the moment you hit yes, I agree, suddenly your phone becomes a surveillance device, and it could potentially end up in China, which they're finding it is.
Do you have okay, everybody, let's get our ratings in. I'm going 4 out of the gate, and we're just getting started. 100% 4 out of the gate. I want to see the comments coming in. And here's the thing. I wanted to ask, do you have TikTok on your phone?
I do have it. I'm not going to lie. I do have it on my phone. And I was supposed to start a TikTok channel where I show crystals. Serious. So, but, and, you know, I don't like the camera, and, you know, obviously I don't like the camera, but, you know, so I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Okay. So you can go, there's a Fade to Black TikTok channel, right? It's blank. It's got 0 on it. I removed TikTok off of my phone. I needed to install it to get the channel going in my browser, right? Okay. Which that made me very uncomfortable. I didn't dig that aspect of it. TikTok is not on my phone. If you go to TikTok, you can see the Fade to Black channel, which is there, and it's official, but there's 0 content because I got cold feet. I haven't gone back and deleted that because I already took the steps. Right, I already agreed. If I'm sure that they've done a good amount of data collection just off that. But here's the rub. As bad as our government is, and the United States and the agencies and surveillance and data collection over here, there are still processes involved, and there are even people inside of our government that are fighting for our rights. Okay, I know it doesn't seem that way, but there are actually some good people around. China's not that. China's the opposite. China wants all of the information that they can collect on everybody in the world, and specifically the United States. That is their goal. Okay, there isn't anybody in China going, you know what, maybe let's not do this. It's not really a good idea. No, it's the exact opposite. They want this information, and they will do everything they can to get it. I read a report that China has a file on every American. Everyone. And they're building on that data every single day. And TikTok is one of many tools. What's Alibaba, right? And what's the AliExpress, right? The Amazon where you can get all those fake Gucci purses, right?
If you sign up to that those apps, like the Ali apps, to get stuff from China, the first question it asks you is to sign into your social media.
Yeah.
so it could approve you.
Yep.
It's genius because people don't understand these things. And we're just talking about it like just casually, like, yeah, that's what it is.
It is, again, is there a moral compass with our government? That moral compass is moving, but it isn't pegged to the red like it is over in China. That software, those programs, and everything that is involved with it, all of that information is shared. It is encouraged and done, and is a total 4 pipes thumbs up from the Chinese Communist Party to absolutely collect every piece of data and to have access to all of our mobile devices and desktop devices if they can get to it. And that's it. That's the goal. It is not something that is contested. It is not something that is voted upon. It isn't in any way fought. No.
And Justin Trudeau is on the record for admiring Chinese dictatorship.
Okay,
it's like I know you don't do politics.
Man, let's not go there. Justin, I remember years ago.
Yeah.
Before he was prime minister, I saw pictures of him. He's wearing like a leather motorcycle jacket with zippers on it. Hip and cool. Probably had some weed, maybe some Molly. I mean, he looked like, I was like, okay, I know he's Trudeau's kid, but he seems to be pretty cool. And I don't know what happened to that guy. I just don't.
Trojan horse. He ran saying he was going to legalize weed in 2015, and I voted for the man for that. Hey man, I'm not voting anymore for that. So
yeah. Okay, so now let's get into something even more controversial, even though it's been touched upon with every Quittspiracy that we discussed tonight. All right. But to put all of this into one basket was the development. Okay. So now here we go. We're going to do one more round of voting. 1 pipe, 2 pipe, 3 pipes, 4. Was the development of the internet an intelligence Trojan horse to usher in a global surveillance system, including digital ID, digital currency, a social credit score, creating a global digital technocracy? 1 pipe, 2 pipes, 3 pipes, 4. I'm going 100% 4. And we are, Jason, we are probably a quarter of a step away from that. Not a full step, not a half a step. We're already engaged and about to plant our foot forward. What's your pipe rating?
The conclusion of everything that we talked about tonight only leads to one location, and it's what you just said. I hate to do it with 4 pipes. This is
and I have said so many times over the years, right, that I have flowers hanging out of my pockets, and I don't want to seem naive, right? And I want to think that we are going to evolve and mature and somehow work through this, and it's not going to be what we think. But this boat, it's a slow turning boat, but this boat is moving in that direction. And it in 25 short years since 1995, and I always peg AOL as the turning point, because before that we can't talk about the different net user groups, and it was so difficult to sign on the internet back then, and the ability to modems and things. But AOL certainly ushered in a global community very quickly and became a media empire. You remember when they bought out Time Warner? Remember that? AOL Time Warner changed the sign on Times build Warner Communications in New York, and it was like a huge deal. And so anyway, that was 27 years ago. And so it took 27 years to get all of the pieces of the puzzle in, where today, when we talk about a digital currency, and people have lost sight of, they may think of Bitcoin, and that's part of it. But today, where all banking is done on the internet, all of it, there's no paper trail. Nobody's writing a paper check anymore. Fewer and fewer people are carrying cash with them. I understand that there are people, I only deal with cash. All right, but you're the exception. You're the 1%er there. Okay, that's a very small part of the world. But we have moved so fast into that, where the digital transactions that are done on your TV to not only purchase things and do shopping, but of course to watch your content and to do all that's all done digitally. The ginormity of Amazon and how so many companies now do their business through Amazon. Amazon was established to be a bookseller. Remember those days? There was Amazon Books, and it was just dealing with books. Now it's absolutely everything, and that's digital currency, right? And that's what I'm referring to here. And so your world, Jason, has moved yours and everybody else's has moved so quickly into this digital credit social ranking system, because you don't know your digital credit rating, right? Your social, there is one, right? And your credit score is one thing, and how the digital world looks at you in your digital file, there's a number there. There's a number, and you are ranked and rated today.
I always, had a joke saying that my Twitter account guarantees my unemployment. It's just that alone. But it's like, this is everybody. Like, look at the world right now. It's like, I've heard stories in the past year or two where somebody is running for office and they found a social media post they posted when they were 13 years old.
That's right. Kicked out of the election. And here, okay, so trip on this. It doesn't matter who you are. You go and apply for a job, and you think that, it goes as far as your employment application and what you write on that. What you write on that means nothing. They're going to go and pull up your social media and look at your entire life and your comments and who your friends are, what kind of pictures you're posting, what your religious, political, sexual orientations, all of that is supposed to be illegal to look into. That is all out there for the world to see. And that is what is going to happen. When you travel to countries and you are filling out your visa and your customs forms to get into the country, they want your Facebook account. They're going to go and look before you enter the country. Hey, wait a minute. We don't want your kind here. You are posting about whatever, our prime minister or whatever it may be. This is reality. And that is part of a social credit rating system. And
China already has it.
And China has it completely. Yeah. And you want access to that restaurant. You want to go clothes shopping. You want to go see a movie, or maybe get credit, or maybe an apartment. Maybe you actually want to buy a bike. You can't get a car. Forget about that. But it's right there, man. And you in China, now how close are we to this in the United States, right? I don't know. But in China, you have a phone that is government registered. Okay? That phone has your red light or green light on it. And you're walking through, man. You're walking through. Beep, 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 beep. What? Can't come in. Right? Can't come in. You can't buy this car. You can't walk into this supermarket. You don't have access to this restaurant. You need a couple of more points. And you got to go back and you got to work on it, man. You got to pick it up a couple of points because maybe you can get into that restaurant next time. I got through. That's crazy town. How close are we? All of the tools for that are in place globally.
Yep. And right now, there is, I'll say, global institutions, global lobbying groups that are trying to set up the infrastructure of the digital identity system to go globally to every country. And I just posted something on Twitter where it'll take you right to a site where it just lays it out exactly what they want coming directly from them. And basically, they want you to move everything into your digital identity, which will be centralized globally. And this digital identity that you will carry will have your healthcare information, your financial information, food and sustainability information, travel and mobility. Travel and mobility. I mean, Canada, I wasn't allowed to leave for 2 years. Mobility rights. Humanitarian response, e-commerce, social platforms. So every social platform that you have will be in your digital identity. E-government. So everything that you're connected to the government will be on your app. Telecommunications. And there's two types of telecommunications. For you and for the telecommunications of those tracking and transmitting your data. That's everything in your digital identity package. So that is a potential future that global institutions are trying to push towards.
Now, here's the trippy thing. All right. If somebody wants to flip the switch and turn you off, that's a bad day. Right? And you could potentially, the systems are in place for this, but just imagine if you woke up tomorrow and you had no access to your bank accounts and your money or your phone, right? What if it all shut off? Well, I would just go to the bank and get some money out. No. Right? What do? How is your rent paid in 2 weeks? Or your car payment or anything? If that switch gets flipped, you are cut off from everything. And it could potentially happen. And so if we went to, if cash is eliminated, and the only way you could have access to money is if somebody gave it to you. You can't go get it, right? And so you can't withdraw it. That's done. It's over. The switch has been flipped. So what if, in that case, you run out of gas? How are you going to get gas in your car? You're stranded on the street. Somebody would have to pull over on the street and give you cash, or right. And so now suddenly you are the person that you walk past when you go into the supermarket that's sitting there asking for change. You are a flip of a switch away from being that person, right? Where 2 days before you were the manager of a bank, and now you can't eat unless somebody gives you money or gives you food. Think about that. Is the crazy part about this, Jason?
Well,
That's nutty
you're forgetting the part that if this comes into play in the future, there might be they might be taking away physical currency where you could only use a digital currency. That's a conspiracy for now. But being a Canadian, we had basically the fear of God put into us in February when the Emergency Act was enacted, and people that thought the wrong way or did something unacceptable that the government didn't like froze their bank accounts, took away their licenses, all that stuff. So it did happen this year in February. So it is a very scary thought. But then also, Canada is very smart, and we have legalized euthanasia now in Canada. So you can go to a doctor and say, I don't want to live anymore. And they say, step right in.
Wow.
That's how easy it is. So, this year from 2021 to now, over 10,000 people have been euthanized in Canada just because they wanted assistance.
Yeah, here it says, Jack, the lad says, no, Jimmy, you become a ward of the state. Now, as crazy as that statement is, right, it's actually true, right? So why did you rob the bank? Well, why did you take those people hostage? Why did you steal that car? Well, because I've been turned off and I want to go to jail so I can eat and have a bed. Right? I mean, think about that. That is just crazy. Jason, best show ever. Best show ever. and we survived to the end. We'll see what happens tomorrow as they scrub through our digital content and everything that we posted today. So we'll see what happens. But great show. How you feeling?
You know what? We'll see what happens. I'm we didn't go over the edge. We said everything that's public. And hey, what do you know? We'll get through it.
Yeah, we stayed in bounds. But collectively, we just went through this for 2.5 hours. Collectively, when you put it all together and you start to see the big picture, it is frightening. But I do have flowers hanging out of my pockets, and I hope that we grow up and mature and try to turn this massive ship into another direction. And there is a brighter day ahead. And I will always be that way.
Flowers grow out of concrete.
They do.
So
they do. The crystal sun. Everybody can find Jason too, of course, all over the internet because his digital footprint is far and wide. 4 pipes. Thank you, Jason. Behave and be well. Give my best to Monica, my man.
I will. Thank you. And thank you for everybody to take this journey with us.
And hopefully I'll be seeing you very, very soon. They'll let you out of that prison state to the great white north. All right. Thank you so much, Jason. Behave, my man. I got to get out of here before the network cuts me off tonight. Another great show. Thank you, Jason. Quittspiracy number 11. I am your host, Jimmy Church. I want to remind everybody that tomorrow night, Billy Carson is here. After tonight's show, we need somebody to inspire us. Tomorrow night, it will be Billy Carson. This show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. I spoke to Hilton J. Palm today for about 3 hours. Incredible conversation. Announcers are Steve Hart of Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and this broadcast is owned and copyrighted 2022 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Tomorrow night, Billy Carson. Until then, I want everybody to be safe. Go Backley Teppy.